welcome to the Reflection Show with me, Martha Inspice. Today's conversation is one that we have had so many times on this show, but so many times we talk about it, so many times it keeps happening. So many times it keeps happening, so many times we say we will stop or they say they will stop, we talk about it, it looks like it has died down a bit and it comes back. Sexual and gender-based violence. It's happening. Why? Why is it happening again? In this 21st century, we still have women and men complaining about violence, complaining about abuse. Can't we find other ways to manage our emotions or our anger than to inflict pain on the other person? If you don't love somebody, why do you marry them in the first place? If they annoy you, send them away. Like, why stress yourself? Block them. This year, there's something I have learned. I don't know who taught me that thing. I used to be afraid of blocking people. But some way, somehow, the anointing of blocking just came over me. And I'm able to block people. So I beg you, learn from me and make sure that it doesn't get to the point where you have to inflict pain on somebody, because you may go to jail and will not be happy. You might have been the next minister, MP, whatever, when you grow up, but because of that emotion, you're not able to handle it well. Now you are in jail. You create generational enemies because of this. Let's control our emotions. So this conversation, I can't wait to let you take part of it. Let's take a break. When we are back, I am Martha Inspice.
My name is Kezapuma Esayu. When I read, I feel proud. I know I can become anything in the future. Thank you. My name is Mustafa Mufida. Reading helps me understand my lessons better and improves my spelling.
My name is Ahmed Nadra. I am in Basic 6. Reading is the foundation of education. A child who learns to read gains knowledge and confidence.
My name is Alhassan Mafwa. Before joining the reading clinic, I was shy to read in class. Now I can read confidently. Thank you.
Welcome back. I have here two ladies. They are advocates and they have been talking too much. Sometimes they will talk, people will come on their comment section and insult them. And I ask, you have heart too, because some of us will cry. Ladies, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
Tell us your name and what you do and why you do that. Let me start from you.
My name is Rahina Abdurrahman. I'm an SGBV advocate, and I'm the communications and media officer for Lingua Africa. Yes, we do cry sometimes, but we cry in the rooms.
Okay, Kenny.
Okay, so my name is Adikene Husenas. I am a SGBV advocate as well as a female advocate, and I do social media content and creation, but I'm mostly for women. Anything about women, I am there. So why do we do the advocacy? Because it has become very exhaustive. And now it's not just only about females, it's about children as well. Because we are living in an environment where almost 80% of them can be or are becoming or already are pedophiles. So why is it that I'm so concerned about? Because I have kids and I have kids around me. So if I'm not concerned, who will?
When you say 80%, is it just a rough estimate? But let me say some are coming up, not necessarily about 80%, but we are having an increasing rate
I'm talking of data gotten from those two.
Okay.
Like current data. As at last year, it was 85.
Okay.
This year, it's reduced to 80 because Black Maria was around.
Okay.
So they behaved themselves.
Okay.
But immediately they left too.
Okay.
They resumed business.
All right. So let me come back to you. Sexual and gender-based violence has been so rampant in our communities. I want us to narrow our conversations a bit to, let me say, Ghana, or let me say Tamale. It's unfortunate that we've seen that, I don't know if they have passed the final judgment on the 14-year-old girl issue, raped, gotten pregnant, had to
do an
Go through an abortion. Yeah.
and I don't know why the case is still lingering on, and elders, chiefs are coming in and all that. First of all, why do you do that as a person, and what can we do to reduce this?
I feel like in today's society, people have been given, not even in today, they've been given, some men have been given the power for so long. They think they are entitled to those things. They think that nobody can do anything to them because they are who they are, and you cannot come in, intrude in their rights. I think that's where the problem is coming from. And in this situation, in our modern situations, in our modern 21st century right now, you can't do that anymore. We now know how to fight for our own rights, how to say no to things, and that is a problem to some of them. That is why they are now actively trying to fight against women empowerment and then saying all of those things. And in a situation where you asked how we can reduce it, in this situation, I think we are doing most of our best. We are talking about it, like me and Miss Kenya. We talk about it a lot, even though we might get clapbacks, we might get insults, we might get people threatening your lives and all of those things. But like, we still talk about it, and we talking about it can create more awareness. And a lady, one small young girl can there with her small phone and be like, oh, I can see this happened to me, I can also speak about it, because she knows that if she speaks now, somebody's listening, somebody will hear her. So what I want to say is that let's speak out more on it. Let's try to encourage our survivors, since we don't call them victims anymore, they are survivors, because they survived this situation and they are still strong and standing. So let's encourage our survivors to speak, no forcing people, but let's encourage them to speak, to be able to find their voices again, and then encourage them to live a better life and all of those things.
Okay. What can we do to reduce it?
So I think she has said one part of it, but another way too is also to learn how to defend yourself.
Physically or
yes. No, so
let's have karate.
So when we are talking of defense, we are talking of mental defense, spiritual defense, physical defense, and emotional defense. You don't just wake up and you are falling in love anyhow.
Okay.
No, we don't do that here. You need to open your eyes when you are doing things. You're having a conversation with someone.
So this is in terms of relationships, because later on I want us also look at the abuse that happens sometimes, even that is not about love relationships. So maybe beyond that, we'll look at in general, because parents even abuse their kids, siblings abuse each other, and more. Yeah.
Yes. So it's more of like having what we call discernment, knowing what is right and wrong for you. Nobody on this earth has any right to tell you what is right or wrong. Your parents can advise you on what is right or wrong, but it is still your decision. Now, everybody's arguments, especially in Tamale, is that the young girls are too spoiled, they are too exposed. But when I asked, in what sense? They are going to school, they are learning. Because they are young girls, the tendency for them to develop sexual feelings at an early age is high. Now, you don't tell somebody who is sexually developing that don't do it. They will find a way to do it. So what do? That's how we started with the sexual reproductive health advocacy that we've been doing for a long time. Letting them understand that we know we cannot tell you to abstain, but protect yourself.
But we cannot teach them ways to abstain. I think abstinence is...
are still, there's a bit of a, but they are opening the doors a little bit, because now the cases of abortions and pregnancies, you find in the senior high schools, like it's a very alarming rate. They had to do like a mass pregnancy testing for them. Only for them.
Where was that?
That was last year.
Okay.
In
which school?
It was in WA.
Okay.
The senior high schools, because they noticed one particular girl had come to school and she went to the latrine and gave birth. So they found the baby.
You heard that story? I've not heard that story.
Heard of it.
You heard it. She gave birth in the toilet. When were you pregnant? Oh, panic enter. So they did mass testing. Out of over 500 girls, they found out 30 of them were already pregnant in school. And out of that 30, at least 20 didn't know that they were pregnant. Yes. So we don't have sexual education. So who is telling you when this enters, this happens? When you do this happens. One of the very widest factors we don't always consider, or we consider but we ignore, is money, poverty. When there is no money, You'll be forced to do things you don't want to.
But I feel that now it's not really about money, because people just do it out of the fantasy. So there's a lot of information out there. Social media, almost every girl right now in senior high school either has a TikTok account or knows about TikTok or uses a sibling phone to go through TikTok. So there's a vast level of information available for everyone. Now, using that information, I still think that we should start from abstinence.
Sure.
Then we can now go on that. But leaving that aspect, I want us to stay on track on the topic on sexual and gender-based violence.
Yes.
What are some of the things we can do to reduce sexual and gender-based violence?
First things first, victim blaming has to stop. You do not blame the victim for the cause of what has happened to them. It is not their fault. If they had the choice, they wouldn't choose to be abused or molested or harassed. So do not make the victim or the survivor feel that it is their fault. You welcome them with love. You welcome them with a very open-minded perspective. There should be no judgment whatsoever. It means you as an individual, you create a safe space for people who have been through any type of abuse to come to you and speak to you. It might not be your job as a counselor, psychologist, psychiatrist. No, you are just a friend who is
listening ear.
Thank you, a listening ear. So when you know it is a problem that you can see the person is going towards a path, there are at least 3 very well equipped psychiatric clinics alone in Tamale where you can go and refer the person so that the person can get help. Secondly, stigmatization. They are going and they are gossiping, they are whispering. That person is not the girl that they did something to. Why? We've passed all that. It's not necessary. When you do that, you just make the person feel worthless. You make the person feel like they are not worth it. They are not a human being. I don't know who taught us how to bully, but God, it was for my children I saw that the bullying starts from small. It's not even as from small.
I think I'm surprised you now, because bullying, even while we're all in school, people used to.
No, like at least maybe because my upbringing was a bit different. They didn't encourage any form of bullying.
Bullying has been there for a very long time. I think bullying has even reduced now. Because in senior high schools, bullying was a top-notch thing. Even before you enter senior high schools, you hear stories about people being bullied.
I'm talking of primary.
Yes,
as in kitty, small.
Yes.
They already started teasing you that your ears are big.
It has always been there.
I'm like, who is teaching you people these things? It didn't make, because it's like the segregation.
So people who are abused are being bullied.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes, so they get a lot of bullying where they are shaming you either from your body or your experience. So that should stop, of course.
Okay.
And then when you see something, say something. Your silence will not solve anything. There is no way you have heard that, because I kept quiet, the problem was solved. No. That is why some of us wake up every day, and when there's an issue, we are constantly talking about it. Because when you talk about it, they lose the power they have over you. It means that thing is not there anymore. That's why they'll tell you talk therapy is so important. Immediately you talk about it, you let it go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me come to you on this. Let's look at even in marriage. Why do you think that abuse is rampant in marriage?
I think marriage is a very, how do I say this? Is the kind of the sore spot, the salt of the soup. Because in this situation where men have been given the upper hand in the past, they are the head of the family. What they say is goes. Women are not given the opportunity to speak in a room of men. So that has been a major cause of where currently now we are learning to speak our minds, we're learning to do this, and then the man will be like, but no, I'm the man of the house. I'm the one who's supposed to say, and the thing will stand. You don't have the right to do this. I think that's where the problem starts. And then nowadays, with some ladies who are, I won't just depend on only the men. Some ladies who are also gaining their empowerment, but then they've changed their mindset. They put it under feminism, but they've also changed their mindset to now start attacking their men as well. Those aspects as well is not very good. And I think in those cases, that's over-empowered.
It's not over-empowered. I think it's confusion.
It's confusion, yes.
People do not understand feminism.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you even go out there and somebody asks you, Martha, are you a feminist? Sometimes you take a long pause
to answer
before you even want to answer, because I've asked someone that, do you understand what feminism is? Before I say yes or because it's like there's a definition of feminism.
The idea they have is very, very different. So when you
say yes, they just rush to tag you on that. So I'll come back to you, Kenny. So why do you because of the feminism aspect, in as much as people do not understand feminism, I like the point that you have mentioned about some other girls or ladies do not understand feminism.
They do not understand it.
They have not taken time to read and do research. They are following their masses.
Yeah, they follow what this single lady said. Don't listen to your man when he says this. Don't do this. Don't compromise. And then they were like, oh, so I shouldn't do this. Then they also follow and tag along with that, not knowing the situation they are in and they are speaking that way.
Yes.
You don't know that somebody's situation. So if you decide to follow the mass, you can land yourself in trouble. And those kind of things is where the development of domestic abuse, and then where the idea of, in our families, the northern sector, we are bringing it locally. We have the idea of, we are not the only one it's happening to, so why are you speaking?
Yeah.
They have that.
So there are times that it's like, you are not the first person you're
not the first person. They, like in the language, in the local language, you're not the first person that has been beaten before in your marriage. You're not the first person that your man forced you to have intercourse with them, because they are your man. They came to, you're not the first person your husband cheated on. So they put that veil on it, and so when you run back home for support, they send you back.
Okay.
I've had something like an experience like that with my auntie, where she ran home because the man was beating her, and my grandfather sent her back. They had to have a sit down with some elders before he was able to accept her, because he was like, that's marriage. How is that marriage? So we shouldn't be encouraging those kind of things in our society.
And we feel it's a disgrace to marry and divorce.
Yes, so marry and divorce. It's like there's a shame aspect to it. And it's not shameful. When something doesn't work for you, you leave it and change into something else. But then when they're like, if you leave this man's house, nobody will respect you anymore. You won't get what and what. You won't do this, you won't do that. That kind of mindset people have, and they are still in the house. And they also have this thing where our ladies, we have the mindset of, if I leave, my children will suffer. We understand where their mindset is coming from, because they don't want to leave. In our local here, the children belong to the man. They don't want to leave their children there, and their children end up suffering with another lady or something like that. But then if you don't leave and you pass on due to this abuse, they will still suffer regardless. Yeah, exactly. Why don't you leave? Go earn something, do something better for yourself, and take care of them. If you can be taking care of them secretly, you can be doing things. The man can't say the children can come to you because you are still their mother. You can still take care of them from the outside. So I'm taking this into consideration. Don't stay because of children. The children, you might even be in that situation and traumatize the children, because they keep saying the man beating you and you're not leaving. They'll be like, oh, this is normal. She's not leaving. So if I also get my own lady, I can also beat her as well. So that's generational training of abuse.
Now, do you think that we are sometimes going overboard with the advocacy? Because sometimes when we are advocating, do you think we are going overboard?
If it is me you're asking, I've been tagged the angry, bitter feminists. And I'm very proud of that, because it had to get to a point where I was so angry.
Do you think that you are doing it in the right approach?
No, I am not.
When I say you, okay, do you think we are doing it with the right approach?
Unfortunately, we are not. We cannot do it now in the right approach. We can't do it that way.
What is the right? I think we are doing good already.
No, because according to them, we are.
It's not about them. Let's not look at them.
We should look at them.
What we are doing now.
Let's be frank. We are not even doing enough.
Okay, what do you think we should do that will be enough?
We need to take action now.
What kind of actions haven't we?
So, because right now, the biggest problem that we have right now is Ministry of Gender. The policies that they have when it comes to protection of persons who have been through any type of sex, including children, those policies do not exist. Some are there, they claim they are working. But when there is a problem and you send somebody to DOSU, you have to pay money before they even process your case. You have to pay money for them to fuel. See, I will stand on this point because I've had 2 cases just last year. You will pay money for fuel for them to go and pick the person who has committed the crime. So many bureaucracies have been involved. So a lot of people started cutting that system off because they felt like when I do that, justice is not served. I'm not against the fact that those who have done a great job. I mean, the head there, Madam, she has been extremely helpful. When I take a case to her, she's ever ready. But there you see the canker ones, the ones on that, they will do the things they want to do, and it will be like, oh, you dear, you're just making mouths every time you are shouting, you are talking.
Let's look at social media. Do you think we are also helping? Because somebody comes out to make a video and say that, you know, we need to stop this, we need to stop that, and you know, sometimes I actually wish I could talk like how some of you talk, but I know that night I won't sleep.
Because you'll be doom scrolling.
I would cry.
No, but is it not better to cry than to
cry?
Yeah, it's necessary.
And the easiest or the common thing I hear is that, oh, look at this ugly girl. Look at this girl that's look at this.
Such baseless tactics that they use.
I'm just asking, and I've been asking myself, how should we now communicate? I get when you say you get angry. Sometimes you are doing something and it just look at this 40-year-old girl issue.
Am I supposed to smile?
A 50-year-old man
52
raped
52
with 3 wives.
Oh my,
they're not enough.
And how many children?
Raped. I'm coming. Raped. Got her pregnant and lured her to have an abortion. And I heard that, I think I don't even know, I was asking somebody that how did he get the abortion, and someone was like maybe he probably told him that that's the daughter, and but if he says that that's my, should I say girlfriend or sugar girl, they'll do that. So maybe he had to just play the father role. Then the case goes to the police, and we have a lot of elders what coming to beg or apologize. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, my viewers, won't we be tired? Won't we be angry? We are just saying that sexual and gender-based violence is not good. So this girl grows up with a lot of anger in her. She grows up with a lot of pain in her. Now she begins to, so you think that if this girl grows, she will not become an advocate for sexual and gender-based violence?
She will become a misandrist. Because that's what a lot of feminists are becoming now.
Yeah.
That is where they just outright, I have one. Hey, she's very staunch with her hate. She would say it with her chest and her mic that I hate them. And so I understand.
The hate comes in, I'm asking the question. So I'll come to you before I come. Yeah. So do you think the hate comes because they don't get justice?
Yes.
Yes.
I would say publicly I've spoken on it. I'm a survivor of this situation. And the hate that I had in me, if not for Ajia, the hate that I had in me, if not for the therapy I've gone through, there was a point where I'm like, before this we discussed the marriage and everything. There was a point where I was like, I say if a man comes close to me and talks to me about even love, the kind of insult I've insulted men because of this thing. The kind of insult I'll insult the next generation for because of that. Because you approached me. Just because what I've gone through, nobody gave me the opportunity to speak up. I couldn't say anything. It was so dull that, and people were just, you could hear the small talks behind your ear because, this happened to them, this happened to them, and there's no way to speak out on it. There was no justice because...
And people feel it was your fault or you caused it, you got him angry, probably.
They told me, people were telling me that you went there because there was it was a school get together, but then it was a lie. You went there, you did this, you did that, and I just gave up. I couldn't do anything anymore. I just gave up and decided, okay, it's over. And that thing, the hate was still in me. The hatred, everything, but now after talking out, after getting therapy, understanding that this is the society we are in. we can't really do a lot of things about that
But
at
you
that
can
time.
try.
But now I can speak out about it. I can say something to help somebody, even if I haven't gotten the justice I needed. But somebody can also get that justice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does come from the lack of justice they are not
But are
getting.
you healed?
It's a journey.
It's a
It is a
journey.
journey we are still on. Yes, it is a journey. Right now we are better.
So the justice is usually from the authorities.
yes.
From the states,
And
the
also the
authorities,
listening
your
ear that you
family,
don't get.
your loved ones.
Do you think justice helps in the healing? Like,
Yes.
if a victim is
You get
beaten
closure.
You get
or
oh my God.
raped, and you see that this man that raped, not me, this man that raped, like,
Yeah,
yes,
you
who
get
did this?
closure.
and you see that the man has been sentenced.
You kind of feel better because
Like you
something
beaten.
has happened to them as well. They've gotten a punishment. You now start to think to yourself that, yes, what they did, because in the first phase of something happening to you like that, you start thinking, wait, what if they are right? I'm the cause of this. I'm the problem here. It was my fault for doing this. It was my fault.
Maybe if I didn't wear this dress that day,
If I didn't go
this
to
way,
this place, that wouldn't have
if I
happened
had
to me.
stayed in the
But if
house.
I had gotten that closure of he is punished, it would be like, yes, so
It was
I was
never my
right. It
fault.
was not my fault. It was not me. He was the problem. If I had gotten that closure, I don't think I would have had that kind of hatred and that kind of animosity to the male gender that I still, let's say, it's still
But
in
they're
the
still
surface
good men.
level.
They're still good men.
Yes. So I feel like justice and then the listening ears and the support you get helps in the, it's not the whole healing process, but it helps in the healing process currently as we are in.
So I will just say something on that, or I will ask something on that. I like the fact that you mentioned that healing is a journey.
Yes.
So it means that even people around you can help the healing become easier.
Of course.
What are some of the ways you think that family and friends can help a survivor to heal?
In my situation, I didn't get this. My mom was like, ignore it. It is done and gone. Even at that time, she also didn't know better. But she was like, ignore it, is done and gone. But in that situation, let's give them the listening ear. Help them with what they... I had panic attacks where people didn't understand what I was going through. And they thought like it was maybe...
You were hallucinating.
I was going crazy, what. And like, I had panic attacks where I was in school and I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything. Nobody understood it. They didn't want to understand because I couldn't even speak out and tell them this is what is wrong with me. But in those situations, give them some listening ear. Even if you just sit here, not saying anything, we can all be seated together. But the fact that you are here with me,
The presence.
the presence there gives me some kind of stability that I have somebody here. No matter what happens, nobody can come and get me. There's somebody here that is with me and the person can protect me. The person can speak for me.
Yeah.
So that kind of situations is where we are going through. That's where the healing journey is now starting from me. So the family should please support us. Don't be like, this has happened to you. It's been a week, it's been a month. Get over it.
All right. I believe that whatever conversations that we are having, it's reminding you that we all have a part to play in reducing sexual and gender-based violence. We either stop stigmatizing people, we either also talk to other people to stop stigmatizing, or our presence is enough for anyone going through this situation. Look, mental health, these kind of situations, I think that maybe one day has to just come with, I think we've done some of those episodes on the Reflection Show. You can check our YouTube channel for that. We've had so many stories on survivors on sexual and gender-based violence and how it can drain your energy. It can drain so much from you, physically, financially, emotionally, academically, everything. Let's take a break. When we are back, we delve into more.
My name is Kezapuma Esayiwo. When I read, I feel proud. I know I can become anything in the future. Thank you. My name is Mustafa Mufida. Reading helps me understand my lessons better and improves my spelling.
My name is Ahmed Nadra. I am in Basic 6. Reading is the foundation of education. A child who learns to read gains knowledge and confidence.
My name is Alhassan Mafwa. Before joining the reading clinic, I was shy to read in class. Now I can read confidently. Thank you.
Welcome back. Sexual and gender-based violence. The men, you're also being abused, but the problem you have is that you don't like talking about it. So sometimes when people say that, and they're only talking about the women, it's because we talk. So when we are talking, we know how to talk to help ourselves. But you then, you don't talk. When we ask you, you say, oh, I'm okay. Oh, I'm fine. I'm okay. No, talk about it. And sexual and gender-based violence is not just about physical, like beating or inflicting pain. There's also emotional abuse. Like the person doesn't have time for you. The person doesn't even, there's so much, happening or so much that will happen. But you need to make sure that you are aware of these situations to protect yourself. Once you are able to protect yourself, it becomes easier for you to seek help. Anyways, let me come to you, Kenny, on this. Now, the advocacy. Do you think if we change the approach a bit, it would help?
Honestly, as I said, we are not even doing enough.
Okay.
It's like everybody choose, they nitpick what they want to talk about.
Okay.
So just look at the issue that happened in Nigeria. There was a rape festival that was happening. I could count the number of Ghanaians who even spoke about it. And everybody's excuse was, is it your business? And I'm like, God damn it, it's females. As long as it's females, it's my business. We tend to nitpick situations according to our preference. So because it is not happening in my compound, it's not happening in my house, it's not in my family, then it's not my business. Forgetting that everything that happens has a direct link to you, whether you like it or not. How can you wake up and tell me that because Ukraine and this thing are fighting, Russia are fighting, I cannot get bread to buy? How did it affect me? But it does.
Yeah.
When the way Trump has blocked the street or whatever of Hamas from oil, all of a sudden our fuel prices are up. Every single thing that we do has a direct link to us, whether we like it or not. We are talking about the fact that the men are not talking. And when we decided to go on the defensive, you are coming to give me essays of, oh, I'm a good person. I'm like, okay, but remember, you being a good person also shows your character.
But don't you think it's also increasing because the good men are not talking?
Yes, and that's what we are even saying. The good men are trying, honestly speaking. They are trying
for their partners, but can they help us?
They are even trying within the advocacy space. I mean, when I go on Instagram, I'm always so proud because the number of male influencers who are talking about women issues, they are even doing investigation. They are picking out profiles. They are picking out predators. They are picking out pedophiles. Like they are doing even way more work than we the ladies are doing, because we can talk, but the men can investigate. They can enter places we can't. There's this particular channel that he will purposely create a fake account, like check those ones who want to chat with 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 11-year-olds, and you will make sure they get them and film them and get them arrested. Yes.
Wow, he go that
far. They go that far just to make sure the environment is safe. In our communities, we have where they still don't think you're a human being. You're not regarded as a human being because already from the very small age, the female is the domestic help. The female is the one that is supposed to carry a lot of the load. She's supposed to lie down, you will enter and she will give birth. That's pretty much it. School is not her business. Empowerment is not her business. Having our own money is not her business because they've noticed that immediately we start doing that, we start having math. I know my rights. I can talk. All these things, we have moved past it. This is the 21st century. we are almost entering into the 22nd, the 22nd, the 23rd crack, and we are still in 19. Is it 18?
I think it's the fact that I believe that at the end of the day things will change.
We are hoping.
We are just trying to understand each other's perspectives.
That's true.
Everybody is now evolving. The men are evolving. The women are evolving. Even the women or our mothers, our aunties, most of them are now getting to understand that some of the things they went through was abuse. They didn't know.
Yeah.
Just like you said, everybody thought, oh, it's normal, it's marriage. So somebody, even goes into marriage and the husband has never beaten them, and they feel like their own what kind of marriage, or they feel like when your husband corrects you, he loves you, then he beats you. I've heard those kind of things.
Yeah.
So it's like there is a recess. It's like it's like God is shaking us. God is shaking our brain. So the men are being, we are all being like shaken. We are all trying to even understand ourselves as human beings. But one of the things I wish we can quickly understand is that I don't have to beat you to feel good about myself.
Yeah.
If you are my wife and I feel that, why didn't you cook for me? And I don't even understand why there's so much entitlement. You are a human being, like you don't know basic needs or basic whatever. I would have to, what can we do better?
I think from the onset, from what you just said, as a man, you don't know how to cook unless your wife comes and cooks. If she doesn't cook, it's a problem. Let's teach our younger boys how to cook too. Even a doll as a girl. Play with princesses, you are color pink, everything is pink for you. Everything is supposed to be calm, collected, girly. And then for the men, they're given cars, all these things to play with. And that differentiation already in the beginning of the life is not very good, because you're already putting her in a cube, in this thing. And as the men, they don't grow up trying to learn how to do this, how to do that, because they think my mom is there, she'll do it for me till I get old, and I'll get a wife, and she'll also continue. So that's where some men get married and they're like, this woman doesn't do everything for me. The problem comes because they think a woman is a mother. She should continue as the mother role in your life, which is not good. At least we should get to learn the basic things in life, on how to do things, how to take care of ourselves, how to do all of those things. We should be able to teach the younger generation, start from the younger generation.
Some can pick up after themselves.
Yes.
Even just to lay a bed.
Just to lay a bed is very hard for some people. And then we also have now recently men who are taught, but then they gain understanding of, okay, I'm a man, I shouldn't be doing that. They start doing what we call, what we have named, which is over, what do you call it? Work manipulation or something, where they intentionally
act like as if they can't do it.
So I saw a video going trending once. A lady was in the background cleaning up after the kids, cleaning the whole house, in the kitchen cleaning. She used like 2 hours cleaning everything. The man, in that same 2 hours, she gave him a blanket fold in that 2 hours. He was like,
yeah, he was. I've seen that video.
And he was doing it, and then you undo it again. The woman did all her work, came back and took the blanket and folded it, and then kept it down. So in that situation, that's called weaponized incompetency.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You weaponize that you can't do it. Meanwhile, you can, but then because the woman will come and just take it and do it.
So
and you don't also want to say that I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing it
to be like you're not helping.
You're not helping. So he will try and do as if he's doing it, but then he's not doing it correctly. So next time, if it's you, will you ask him to do it again?
You even ask him.
So we call it weaponized incompetency in men. Some women do but it's generally based on men and how they try to act that they don't know how to do things so that you can come and take it over and do yourself. what I'm just going to say is that learn from the younger age. And if you think that your wife is your destiny, I beg, go find somebody who can do those things for you. Communicate in the early
It's not even
ages.
wrong doing those things.
Yes,
with your partner.
that's what I'm saying. Some women want to do it.
Yes.
Love, a place of
not
choice.
even love. Let's
From
look
place
at
of
in
choice.
the not choice. I think that even if you were alone as a lady,
Yeah.
you do these things for yourself. When you get married, you do them for yourself.
Some people are
But
expecting
now-
it in relationships.
But now you are together. You are two people. Probably your plates are now two, your clothes are now double. You can still do it to a
Yeah.
point. But the problem is when the other party feels that because you are now there, I
They
don't
can't do
have to
anything
do
else.
it. And even if you ask for help, they see it as disrespect.
Respectful.
So as a single man, he's able to at least sweep his room once a while. But if you ask him to help you once a while as the wife, it becomes a problem.
A problem.
Like you are controlling. So
Yeah.
there is nothing wrong, cleaning after your husband. But there is everything wrong if he's using that against you when you really need it.
Yes.
So you are in the same house. So let's say that you even have kids. When you were single, you didn't have kids. Now you have kids as a married woman. All you are asking for is some level of support.
A helping hand.
And sometimes it can get to a point where there are some people that will not help you and will not also want you to seek for help outside.
Yeah.
Because they feel that they don't want help. What is this that you cannot do? Do you have to bring help?
This small taking care of a child,
Yes.
you can also do that
So
one. Small.
it is about
Some say
the
that.
mentality of all of us coming up. If you want to talk about marriage, then that is where communication probably has to go on even before and even during the marriage for easy understanding. Your partner should understand the kind of person that you are. So sexual and gender-based violence or abuse, that's where it starts from.
Yeah.
So when it gets to a point that you are now beginning to resist loudly, then the person now trying to become defensive and it becomes whatever that it would be.
Yeah.
So effective communication in what are your expectations
Yeah.
Yes.
in a relationship? In marriage, I read a story this morning on Silent Bees on Facebook, and the lady said that she went to visit. I think they've been together for 2 or 3 months. She went to visit the guy, and the guy was washing. She just said hello and exchanged pleasantries and went inside. Then, because she couldn't come out to help the man, I think she fell asleep or so. The man was eating. I didn't give her some. And said that she's not a wife material because she should have taken over the thing. Not even help. So people have different perspective on how, and according to her, the guy said that he has been testing her and all the tests she has failed.
Thank you.
So you should understand that this is the kind of person that you are getting involved into. Are you able, especially as the working class woman, are you able to? There's nothing wrong washing your husband's things, cooking for your husband.
Absolutely not.
I don't think it's a bad thing.
No.
It's
Nothing wrong with
or
it.
it's-
I don't think we've
or
even
you are
ever spoken about-
disrespecting
no,
yourself.
far from it.
But we are all saying that we are now all working. We all go to work at 8, come back at 5.
At least help.
We are doing something, we just ask for a little help. And it's when these things do not happen appropriately. It's when it now, when we're in school, we see this word, amalgamates. It now grows to become, all of those things that you have: financial abuse, sexual abuse,
Economic abuse,
physical abuse,
emotional abuse.
and all of that. So now, there's this thing I really want us to delve in. Today I'm talking and hosting because this is something that I'm also passionate about. I think in our advocacy, some of the advocates do not understand what we are fighting.
Yeah. Understanding is
Some of the
very-
advocates don't understand what we are fighting for.
Yeah.
They just see people talking. And they are also talking.
Yeah.
They heard people talking and say something. Do you know that one time I asked somebody, have you heard about or do you know much about the RTI bill? They didn't know. But everyone was, pass the bill, pass the... they don't know
That's
what
true.
is the
They don't even know what
LTI
the
bill
bill is.
about.
They don't know.
Affirmative action bill. What is it about? Why are they saying they should pass it? But do you know what we are all talking? People are out there talking, and women empowerment, and they don't know anything. Okay, so I ask a question: why do you want to be empowered? They can't say, because 25 years
Some don't know.
ago, 30 years ago, a woman couldn't buy a land in Ghana in her name until it took our former first lady, the late Konadu Rollins, and others to fight. So a young lady sits on TV and is insulting Giftiante and is insulting all of those things that they are feminists. And I said, the reason why you can even sit on that TV is because of Giftiante. How many women in the last 20 to 30 years were on TV as at now? If there is any woman in Ghana who has been insulted, peppered, onion, gingered, beaten, battered, it's Henry Giftiante.
Yeah.
But she stood and so my point is that I don't want it to be like I'm being biased, I'm not, but I'm just saying that most of us, as you know, talking about sexual and gender-based violence, I don't like the approach. Sitting at the back and watching. Some of us, yes, at a point we can get angry, but there are some that when they are talking, they don't have information.
Yes, it's just surface.
They are just talking about it.
Yeah.
So you ask them some of the policies for women, they don't know. They don't know. When a girl is raped, what is the first point of call? They don't know.
They just
All
do
they know
copy
is that
and
police
paste.
should arrest the person. Police should arrest the person. No.
Advocacy is not about emotions.
So do you even know how to handle a rape victim? You don't know. So all I just want to plead with our advocates out there is that in as much as you want the men to support us, you want people to support us, let's loosen up a bit with the insults. Somebody can just say, and that gender minister, she's so there doing that useless gender. Please. There's this issue TV3 picked up of a lady that is it a husband or who beat her?
Oh.
And the gender minister, I think before that evening, people were like, gender minister is doing nothing. By now you should have gone to her house. I'm like, are you serious?
I think I've heard
She had a schedule that day. I'm not saying it's not necessary. Number two, there are other offices that have
point of
already
contact that
gone
there
to
already.
see to that situation.
Some people don't understand.
The woman
that.
was not even living with the man. The man deceived her that their child was sick.
And she
That
came.
was when she came to see their child. But I saw a lot of people there talking about, why don't you leave? Why? So most of us in our advocacy, take your time, know the full story before you talk.
Yes.
Because the woman was not staying with the man.
She had left.
So if you are shouting that, why didn't she leave the husband's house? She wasn't in her husband's house.
Wasn't
She
there.
came to see her child. So I beg you, male advocates, female advocates, let's stop insulting and personalizing insults to people in public offices. For me, I think that sometimes it's not necessary.
They overdo it.
They overdo it.
Yeah.
And most of them do. Because if you are saying that the gender minister is not sitting there scrolling through her phone like you and I would do. She has a lot of busy until somebody probably goes through and pass through a process. Even if the gender minister is scrolling through her phone, she cannot just get up that moment and head without looking for proper security to accompany her.
That situation is even, I'm not cutting you
Yeah.
off. That situation is even, I don't think it's even this time. Because how do you expect, okay, you expect her, the situation we're supposed to go through different processes before it reaches her. So she just heard this story.
Then
I'm not busy. Carry my bag. Okay, I'm going.
I'm going.
Okay, she's going there. What's she coming to do?
What's she going to do?
She's coming to talk to you. But the people that are supposed to, they are going to take action are already on their way. She can send them in.
Yeah.
So do you want her to just come and sit down? Because she's not police. She can't come and just arrest the person there. She herself cannot arrest the person.
Bam.
But you want her to come there herself. to come so that they should take picture and show you people know that she's there.
Okay, I want us to conclude on this. But for me, sexual and gender-based violence conversations, sometimes I feel that we don't have those conversations well.
Yeah.
We just become emotional about it. And if you are listening to me today, you think that I'm being biased. No, I'm just being very logical about this thing, because in as much as women are fighting for this, we are not doing it well sometimes. You know, we just look at it from the surface. Now, the government institutions, let's say even in Northern region, sometimes it's not them, they are not resourced. So let's look at advocating for government to bring more resources than insulting the director, than insulting the regional manager. Most of them, some of them I know, sometimes even go even in their personal cafes to be able to raise funds to support some of these initiatives.
Yeah.
I know that some of them too may be reluctant sometimes, but I'm just saying that in as much as we are asking for the government to listen to us, we are asking for this. If you see that if all of us can come together and be there for victims and not bully victims, it will go a long way to help that. Even if, God forbid, they don't even get the justice legally, but the community support will be enough closure for them.
Yeah.
Even though it's not good to beat up somebody, but if, let's say, a girl is raped and no chief, no politician calls the girl's family to say that let's settle it out of court, and the chief summon you, the rapist, to their palace and let their strong men give it 10 strokes of canes, I think we should go back to that cultural way of justice.
To some justice, yes, that would be very, very.
It
would be effective. There should be dire consequences.
But let's also look at some of the women who sometimes also abuse the men.
That's where I said that, yes, our ladies also do that, where they overtake themselves as, okay, this man can't do anything to me, what. If he does, I have this, I can say this. That's where the situation, this is a problem I have that has been very...
If you a man, touch me and see.
Has been very rampant these days, where the way you just said, if a man touch me and see, or she can say that, okay, I'm advocating for it. I know advocates for that, do for this. If you do something small, I'll go report you and they'll come for you. Meanwhile, you do say that, you'll be sitting, just come and push his leg and pass.
Yeah.
Or insult him and do anything you want.
Do you know why? One day I gave a friend of mine an example that we are sitting in this room together. If you shout, rape, and people are passing, they'll just be laughing. He's joking. If I shout rape one, by the time that I shout the second rape, people would have So we take advantage of that.
Those things.
And then we misbehave. So let's give our final, let me come to Kenyon before I come. Your final words on everything, what we should do, how we should be careful to reduce sexual and gender-based violence.
Okay, so one of the things we've spoken about extensively, of course, is our method of advocacy. I think just a few days ago, I spoke about a certain issue that's been happening in the US. And it was something that was so alarming, and honestly speaking, everybody was just outright angry. Everybody was angry. And I felt like we kept talking about the fact that we cannot achieve equality if there is no equity. We cannot do it alone. We have to do it together. So let us remember that in the advocacy, we carry the perpetrators along, because we cannot leave them behind. We will come together as a community, help the survivors, make sure they are okay, try and let them heal. They will go back and go and meet the predator again outside. So what are we doing about the person who is perpetrating the acts? It also boils down to the fact that men need to stop ignoring bad behavior. You cannot see something bad happening and ignore it, because you know somebody who has done something like this. Who gives you the right to go and plead on that person's behalf, very well knowing the person has done something that wrong? What if it was your daughter? What if it was your niece? What if it was your child? Take it personally, like the way the women are taking it personal. We are tired because the safety is not guaranteed anymore. I can't go out at certain times. If I go out, I have to go out with a weapon. It is exhausting. I want to be able to come to the internet and have fun and talk about fun stuff. Not every time women they've done this to women. It's exhausting. Sexual gender-based violence, we need to move past this.
Yeah.
Women are now able to make our own money. Why am I still being violated because I can't buy my? It doesn't make any sense now.
Because your body attracts them to you, so it's not you they want.
I know now.
It's your body.
It's what is calling them, and I'm like, no, self-control is so important.
So you can't even dress to feel good. Whatever you wear is
they
either you are attracting
you.
them.
They will objectify. So just to wrap it up, women empowerment is here to stay. Women enlightenment is here to stay. We will keep talking about it and advocating about it, because the constantly you hear about it, the more your mindset shifts would be there. We will try with the insults. We'll bring it down. We'll try and speak to them. You know,
Not we will try. No, we are not going to insult. So if we have been insulting, we will stop. We are not going to insult.
But we need to keep on talking, because
we'll talk about us, and we invite a lot more men to join us. And the good men out there, help us to talk to your other men.
Yes.
Now you can't even dress, because your fellow woman can even tell you something like, "Hey, Charlie, which boy have you gotten that you are shining like that?"
Yeah, like I can't just dress nice for myself.
You, I can't shine myself. Your final is.
Yeah, like you said, who is sponsoring this? We should at least encourage ourselves, each other. Let's encourage each other. And SGBV is something like that. We can't just sit and say in 1 year we're going to eradicate it. It is a journey, a long process that is going, but the more people that join this work, the less time it will take for us to come to an end. So my final say is that listen to survivors, give them the listening ear, give them the time, help them, and join them. Just join the journey.
Join the
journey.
Yeah.
And let's come to the end together. And as Ms. Kenny said, we can't leave the perpetrators behind. If they finish and come out and they are still there, that's still a problem. And the younger generation will still come and meet them. That's another problem. So let's all come together, work together to see the end of this issue.
Let's come together, work together to see the end of this. So you see the way I'm sitting down very beautifully, wonderfully, and you wake up one day and hear that my husband has beaten you. How would you feel?
I will carry stick.
How would you feel about it?
You don't want stick.
How would you even, just how would you feel? You will not be happy, because you see that Martha Inspires Foundation is doing very well. The Reflection Show is doing very well. And being able to have the energy, the wisdom to spearhead that, we are making so much impact. And for some of you that bring your children to our youth center, and one day you hear that Martha Inspires Foundation has closed down. Why? Because my husband says that I should stop working. Because my husband says that I should be a housewife. Because my husband says that if I go back to that office again, I'll see, I don't want to say something on air, I'll see Pepe. You see, you won't be happy. And a lot more young people are going to lose the impact they are benefiting from what I give to society. So I'm just giving you this example to look at how many more destinies are being destroyed because of sexual and gender-based violence. Men are asking their wives to stop working, to sit at home. Imagine having a medical doctor who can just prescribe very good medications, or a gynecologist. You go to the hospital, you are a man, you don't want another man to see the privacy of your wife, but there's another woman who would help you. Imagine your daughter being a medical doctor. Now we are proud to have the first female vice president. Imagine her husband told her, be a housewife. She would have now become a professor, talk less of a vice president. I'm taking my time to talk because I want you to understand what I'm saying. Please, let's stop sexual and gender-based violence. All of us have a big role to play in this. The future is exciting, the future is bright, and let's teach our boys that sexual and gender-based violence is wrong at all forms. The women, stop using it as a weapon to the men and saying that, you know, if you do right now and I call police now, they'll believe me, don't believe you. Some of you too, I didn't want to go there. You seduce the men, you rape men. It is true. But we don't want to talk about those things. You rape a man, you rape a boy. But when they talk about it, we all laugh because we feel that a man cannot be raped. It was an abuse. Should police come and arrest you? I beg, ladies and gentlemen, we are all together. We love you. You also love us. Let's continue in love, okay? Look at the way I'm talking to children. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. Hello and welcome to Thoughts from Martha and Spice. Today I want to talk to you about what I have captioned, the glory of God. Many of us have seen the glory of God, but we do not know it, we do not identify it. The glory of God can come in several ways. The financial favors, the academic favors, the marital favors, and even the job favors that comes in. Sometimes we feel that because a colleague of us have had something big, something exceptional, we feel that that is more of a glory than whatever is happening in our lives. But today, I want you to sit down. I want you to just focus on yourself. Certain things that have happened in your life that you never even thought would happen. That is the glory of God. You are sick. Probably you thought you were going to die and God granted you divine healing. You applied for a job or even for a school and you felt that it was something that was beyond you. But guess what? You got that admission, you got that job. But because maybe you didn't get the kind of school or job or salary that you want, you feel it is not the glory of God. But God has a reason why He gave you that job, because He wants His glory to be manifested through your life. So from now onwards, sit down, relax, and focus on every little thing that happens in your life, because that is the glory of God. Even you being alive is evidence that the glory of God is upon your life. See you next time.